This week's Happier at Home, we're talking about visiting loved ones you haven't seen in a while and some signs to look out for that can tell whether they need some help. Deb Marcello joining us this morning with more on that. Deb, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
I am doing well. It's good to see you as always. Okay, I know this is the time of year a lot of people getting together, and maybe you haven't seen that older loved one in a little bit of time because it gets crazy. It's the holiday time, also not to mention the pandemic, so we've been distancing. More people are kind of returning to getting back to normal. So what are the first things you should look for when visiting an older loved one that's still at home to make sure they're doing okay?
Well, you're right. Now, you may have not seen your loved one for quite a while. So now's the time to really use your skills, to be very keen about seeing if there's any changes at all. So sometimes your loved ones may be cognizant that they're declining, so they're going to want to try to cover it up sometimes. So really proactively looking for some of these signs and symptoms, you can help them before there's actually a crisis that occurs. So if we think about just when you arrive, take a look at their car. If they still are driving, are there dents? Have they had accidents or tickets, those types of things? So maybe indicating that being a driver is not a safe thing for them anymore. And now is the time to be able to meet with a professional, someone like myself or from our company, Happier at Home, to assess these things and meet with your loved one.
You also talk about, I was just going to say, you also talk about cognitive problems, and there's some telltale signs that you should be able to pick up on when you walk into a home, like you mentioned, if the home's maybe in disrepair or unkempt, and things like pots that may have been burned. Little things, but that may catch your eye and tell you maybe they need some help.
And this is why I say to proactively look for these things. Take a look at their medication prescription bottles. Are they more full than they should be? Are they not filling their prescriptions? Are they not keeping doctor's appointments? Take a look at the mail. And if that is piling up, if they're not going through and paying bills, that type of thing. But you really need to be looking also for physical decline. On your loved one, do you see bruises? Do you see that maybe they've lost weight? Those types of things can tip you off that they're not living their life the normal, healthy way that they should be.
One of the difficult things can be basic tasks as well. As sometimes as we get older, it's hard to do simple things like take a shower or a bath or clean up after oneself. Those are particularly critical things to look for, right? Because you want to make sure your loved one is able to take care of themselves with basic things.
Right. And good hygiene just is healthy for people and also makes them feel good. So being aware if they're not showering frequently. I mean, when you get older, showering 3 times a week is not unusual. But if you notice perhaps body odor, they're not changing their clothes on a daily basis. These are actually things that we see very frequently, and the family calls us and is very concerned about these types of things. If they're not getting into the shower, there may be a problem with them actually being able to get into the shower or be able, if you have a bathtub type of situation where they can't lift their legs, or it might be something that you just need to get some durable medical equipment in there to help them to complete these daily tasks as well.
Could be some mobility issues, but all good points to think about as you're visiting those older loved ones. And then the next step is the conversation after that about getting them help. Deb, always good to see you. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year to you.